So bridge pose. It's very similar to the yang version of bridge pose, but we're going to do it in a yin way, where it's supportive and not too much work to do. So we'll start on the back to begin out with. And we'll keep the knees bent, soles of the feet into the ground. And there's a couple of different ways that we can support ourselves here. So one way is to take a block, lift the hips up and place it underneath the sacrum, and it can be at any height. So it could be at this lowest height, it can be at the medium height. I don't usually suggest the highest height for people because it's usually pretty unstable on the block. So if your student does want a little bit of extra height here, you can place 2 blocks, one on top of the other. It's a little bit more of a stable option to get a little bit of extra height here if they want it, if their body is ready for it. And so have the palms face up towards the ceiling and just relaxing through the shoulders. You do have one more option here. You can also extend the legs forward. It will deepen the stretch along the front side of the hips and the front side of the legs. And also an option to reach the hands out to the side or reach the hands up overhead. Now the easiest way to get out of this is to simply just make your way out from the way you came in, and bending into the knees very slowly, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up off of your blocks, and then curling the spine one vertebra at a time back down into the ground. Usually it's quite a while that we're holding there, so taking a couple rounds of breath in a neutral spine, maybe even bringing the knees together and walking the feet out to the wide edges of the mat. After you feel it's appropriate, the spine has returned back into a neutral position, and guiding the student to hug the knees into the chest. You also have an option to use a bolster if you have one of these bigger bolsters, to place the bolster underneath instead of the blocks. It is a nice, much more cushy option, and you get a little bit more support for the rest of the back as well. Same options apply here. You can extend the legs and also reach the hands up overhead. One common mistake here with this posture is students tend to place the block into the low back here, higher up. If you do notice that the block is higher up, just simply tell them to push the block a little further down towards the hip.